In this video, we're gonna look at what it takes to excel at distance freestyle. We're gonna look at the technique that can make your freestyle feel easy so that you can go all day. And we're gonna look at the specific workouts and training needed to go long in freestyle. I'm Lukas Siska, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. One of the big misconceptions of freestyle is that you swim the same style no matter what distance you're swimming. Did you know that you actually have a different stroke for the distance that you do? Sprinting requires a certain type of freestyle and distance swimming requires a certain type of freestyle. Let's look at the main differences between a sprint stroke and a freestyle stroke. A great example of a sprint stroke is, of course, world record holder Caleb Dressel in the 50 free. His stroke is a classic example of what a freestyle sprint should look like. He uses a straight arm recovery, just basically windmilling it as he comes around. This stroke is beautiful, it is powerful, but very tiring if you attempt to use this type of freestyle for going long distance. A lot of people get confused. They try to swim like this when they're doing an Ironman. Guys, there's no way you can keep this up for the distance of an Ironman swim. This is a powerful yet tiring way to swim. Guys, if you want to swim long, you have to have a different stroke. Let's look at an example of what a distance freestyle stroke looks like. No better example of a distance freestyle stroke than Katie Ledecky, the world record holder in so many distance events. Now, one thing to pay attention in her stroke is immediately it's all about rhythm and power. Putting power into the stroke, but stretching it out in a rhythm. She has a loping type stroke, also known as a hybrid stroke, but she uses minimal energy from the legs, and that is more evident in this shot right here. Left leg is propelling, right leg is chilling, but there is a slight 2-beat motion for sure. It's opposite arm to opposite leg. When she puts a little bit more power into her stroke, she'll add both legs, but when she's in a groove, she keeps them both steady and still. As we slow it down here, you can see how when she catches and gets purchase on the water, you'll notice that when she breathes, she turns that arm inwards just a little bit. Now, one thing that's interesting is that she's thrown her body around so much that her head gives a little nod. This reminds me of the famous runner, Paula Radcliffe. When she runs, she has a little bit of a nod to help her body go forward. That could be mental for Paula, but for Katie, it is actually adding to her momentum that she's throwing into her arms. Now, I also want you to notice that her head is almost completely submerged at this point of her stroke. And that's okay. She's very streamlined, so it doesn't matter. And again, let's look at the purchase that she gets on the water. Notice that when she breathes, her hand is rotated inwards. That is so that she can get maximum power even when she takes a breath and not lose or slip through the water at all. Again, let's go back to her relaxing stroke where she's in a groove, and you can see that right leg is just dragging behind her. Nobody really talks about this that much. They talk about her having a 2-beat kick, but she's all power from just throwing. It's so smooth from the top. As she comes around in slow motion, you notice that when she gets a breath, she kind of throws her head up ever so slightly. That's again adding to the momentum that she has in her stroke. Now notice Katie's transformation as she goes into the finish, almost a completely different stroke. She added her legs, picked up the cadence, and is pushing hard to the finish. So you see, guys, the key to distance swimming is finding that rhythm and stretching your stroke out. And another big takeaway I wanted you to notice from those two examples was that in sprint swimming, Caleb didn't even take a breath when he did that 50 sprint. Whereas Katie, when she was swimming, she was breathing every stroke. This is a big misconception. A lot of swimmers, especially new swimmers, think that they need to keep some kind of breathing pattern whenever they're trying to go long. No, you need to breathe when you want to breathe. You need to get more air into your lungs so that you can feel more relaxed. You don't need to breathe every 3 or every 5. You need to breathe every stroke to catch that rhythm. That's what I do. I breathe to the right every 2 strokes. So it's breathe, head down, breathe again. And that right there is a big boost to eliminating extra fatigue that's not needed. And of course, technique alone is not enough to improve your distance swimming. We of course need volume. I want to ask you a question right now, and please answer me in the comments. How much volume per week are you actually doing? I come across so many people in triathlon that they're doing huge bike rides. We're talking 50, 100-mile rides. They're doing 20-mile runs, but then they're just swimming twice a week for 30 minutes. Now, swimming is a sport just like cycling and running that requires fitness to get better at. I recommend that if you're right around that 130 pace per 100, or that's something you're striving for, you need to be swimming at least 10 kilometers per week. Now you can break that down into 5 times 2K swims, 3 times 3.5K swims, however you want to do it, but strive to at least hit that 10K per week. Back when I was a teenager growing up, I thought swimming 4 to 5K per swim session was a huge deal as a swimmer. But then I found out from my buddy Richard Varga, who went to the Olympics in triathlon and is the best swimmer in triathlon. He swam 20K, 10K in the morning, 10K in the evening as a 12-year-old. Now that's a swimmer who became an Olympian. But guys, this just shows we need to get volume to make ourselves efficient to become the best distance swimmers we can be. Volume is the base foundation of how high our peak can be. The bigger the base, the higher the peak can be in distance swimming or performance in general when it comes to swimming. So that's why we need that volume. But what kind of sessions need to be encompassed by that volume? Let's talk about that next. You've made that decision to take your freestyle to another level. These 3 workouts must be included. Otherwise, you're just not going to go anywhere. The 3 types of workouts that we need are threshold, VO2 max, and speed endurance. When you have these 3 types of workouts systematically planned into a training week, sandwiched by just base volume, you're gonna elevate your swimming to something else. Our training week is gonna start on a Monday with just a prep type swim. And this week is based off of somebody who's currently holding around 130 per 100 when they swim. That's their cruising pace. This could be a triathlete, this could be a lap swimmer, this could be anybody who's just trying to make that breakthrough of being able to hold sub 130 comfortably. That Monday swim needs to be something just to prep us for the first quality session of the week on Tuesday. It could have a volume around 3K, and it could just have plenty of equipment mixed in. Now, our first killer workout that we're gonna talk about is a threshold workout, which is gonna happen on the Tuesday. This is one of my favorite sets, and we're gonna go 30 by 100, but it's gonna be broken down as follows. 10 100s on 20 seconds rest. Then you're gonna go 8 100s on 15 seconds rest. 6 100s on 10 seconds rest. 4 100s on 5 seconds rest. Then you're gonna try to go 2 100s on 2 seconds rest. Make that interval. This is a classic threshold session that is gonna push you to your limits and get the most out of you in that zone. I love it. Now we're into Wednesday in our training week. Wednesday is gonna be similar to Monday, just an active recovery type swim with plenty of equipment, right around 3K. Our next killer workout is gonna be a speed endurance session. Now, on our first killer workout, the threshold session, we were doing an effort around 7.5 to 8. On the speed endurance session, on a scale of 1 to 10, our effort's gonna be closer to that 6.5 to 7. The intervals are gonna stay tight still on this one, and that you'll find is a theme in all swimming, that the intervals, once your fitness builds up, stay pretty tight. So on this session, pay attention now, we're gonna go 2 rounds of the following. We're gonna go 5 100s, then we're gonna go 4 200s, 3 300s, 2 400s, 1 500. On the first round, we're gonna give ourselves 10 to 15 seconds rest. On the second round, we're gonna cut that rest down to 10 seconds max on each section. Trust me, when you get through this, you're gonna be building that speed endurance like nothing else. If you wanna elevate your game, you gotta do the work. So as we progress in our training week, we have now reached Friday. That's gonna be an active recovery, just like Monday and Wednesday were. Same principles. Let's bring some equipment in and let's swim right around 3K. Now, my final killer workout that is just the most fun and also the most intense is gonna fall on Saturday, and that is a VO2 max session. The other sessions, we had the speed endurance that was an effort from 6.5 to 7 on a 1 to 10 scale. Threshold was right around 7 to 8. VO2 is right around that 9 to 10. But to get to that zone, we're gonna progress with this session as follows. What I want to do is a set of 3 rounds of 3 times 200. Again, the rest is going to be tight for those 3 200s, 15 seconds only. We're going to go a 200 starting at 80%, 15 seconds rest, then a 200 at 90% effort, 15 seconds rest, and then we're going to go a 200 at 99% effort. We never want to go 100% in training. We save that for a race because we want to be able to recover for the next session. But 99% is pretty darn close, especially when you got 15 seconds rest. So you get to the end of this round and you have 600 meters with short rest. When you finish that third 200, boy, you're gonna be in that VO2 zone for sure. But in order to continue to train VO2, then we need to follow that up with more rest. After that third 200, we want to take a long 3 to 4, even 5-minute rest before we start the next round. And then we're going to do that again 2 more times through. That is a super hard session. It builds fitness like nothing else. And that's why you deserve a complete off day on Sunday after a training week like this. And guys, if you want to know your true swim potential in this moment, I want you to take my quiz and we'll give you a score to let you know. Look in the comments below, click the link and find out. And like we talked about earlier, guys, the more volume you do, the bigger base you'll have. So that's why it's important to also incorporate just pure volume type swims. And you could just hop in the pool and swim 3K straight. That'll definitely benefit you in conjunction with these other 3 types of workouts. But I always prefer bringing in equipment, bringing in fins, bringing in paddles, you know, get your pool buoy, get your kickboard, and just mix those pieces of equipment in to make that volume go by easier. And you can do sets of 5 200s pool with paddles, then follow that up with 3 300s swim with fins, and then follow that up with 4 times 50 kick. These are all things that you can do to just have a really fun and enjoyable aerobic swim. Now we're gonna show you what it looks like when you put all those things together. We're gonna go back to an Ironman I did back in 2019. Still used a bike that wasn't all that aerodynamic, but we incorporated these principles and this was the result that happened.
What's up, y'all? It's time to race. Time to do a little Ironman this morning.
What time is it right now, Luke?
It's about 5 to 5 or 5 o'clock.
Okay.
It's early.
You feeling it, bro? You ready
I'm
for
feeling
this?
it. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to race. I'm ready to just do some exercise today.
Nothing gonna stop me. Nothing. Like Ronnie Cole, flex, hater. That's why I'm flexing on all year long, like I'm Ronnie Coleman. I believe you got me wrong if you think you can hold me. Yeah, you wanna count me out, but you can't control it. I won't let you control it. That's why I'm flexing on all year long, like I'm Ronnie Coleman. I believe you got me wrong if you think you can hold me. Yeah, you wanna count me out, but you can't control it. I won't let you control it. Yeah, no gain and never fold, I was told. That's why it's ride or die, rain or hail, sleet or snow, full throttle, on go. Now if you born to know your destiny, then your destiny is up to you to be whole. It's all on you and what you do, and if you really want it deep down in your soul. See, it's all about sacrifice, commitment, pushing past the pain as you remain persistent. I'm willing to prove I want it better than you. Feel like I'll die if I don't try to show the world my view. I laugh with God while the haters laugh at me. Humbly accepting my victory while casually making them bow down to your majesty. And now they mad at me, I know they mad at me. That's why I'm flexing on all year long, like I'm Ronnie Coleman. I believe you got me wrong if you think you can hold me. Yeah, you wanna count me out, but you can't control it. I won't let you control it. That's why I'm flexing on all year long, like I'm Ronnie Coleman. I believe you got me wrong if you think you can hold me. Yeah, you wanna count me out, but you can't control it. I won't let you control it. Man, I got it from the mud, from the rough, from the dirt, from the belly of the earth. Every trial and tribulation, no matter the situation, I'ma get what I deserve. Man, I'm self-made, made it, wouldn't give it, had to take it, play to win, but never playing, standing firm, though I was shaking, you can't match my motivation. I don't know what you've been told, I give it my all, my body and my soul. They mock me when I fail, didn't think that I would get up. See me broken, ain't think I picked my pieces up, I ain't a quit. I'm a go-getter, real deal certified, bona fide winner. That's why I laugh with God while the haters laughed at. While humbly accepting my victory while grabbing, making them bow down to your majesty. And now they mad at me, I know they mad at me. That's why I'm flexing on it all year long like I'm Ronnie Coleman. I believe you got me wrong if you think you can hold me. And you wanna count me out, but you can't control it. I won't let you control it. That's why I'm flexing on it all year long like I'm Ronnie Coleman. I believe you got me wrong if you think you can hold me. Yeah, you wanna count me out, but you can't control it. I won't let you control it. Yeah, yeah. I'm the type that like to do what can't be done. Walk with wolves, lion hunt with the lions. Bear hug a bear, I don't care. In the valley of death, only God I'm fair. Count me out, I count me in. Just when you thought I would end, you realize I begin. And that's why I'm flexing. All year long like I'm Ronnie Coleman.
Yes, come on, Lukas! Come on, bro! Come on, Lukas! Come on, Lukas! Yeah, buddy!
Finishing round out our podium in third position. Lukas, third place on the podium. You were second out of the water, fifth on the bike, and now you take third place. Are you happy?
Yes, I'm very happy. It's my first Ironman, and I just want to thank everybody out here for supporting me. And I want to thank Jesus Christ for helping me to get to this position.
Well done, Lukas.
All year long like I'm Ronnie Coleman. I believe you got me wrong if you think you can hold me. And you wanna count me out, but you can't control it. I won't let you control it. That's why I'm flexing on it. All year long like I'm Ronnie Coleman. I believe you got me wrong if you think you can hold me. Yeah, you wanna count me out, but you can't control it. I won't let you control it. Yeah, yeah.
Swimming 1:30 pace or faster is definitely possible, I believe, for almost anybody. But you have to be dedicated and you have to apply these things that we talked about in the video. I believe if you do that, you will achieve that dream pace that you always wanted. Guys, thank you so much for getting to this point of the video. If you like what we were talking about, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and guess what? I'm gonna see you next time with some great content. Take care for now.